Hello, everyone, and welcome back to KJ Around the World. In today's video, we are going to get started and jump straight into 5 mistakes you don't want to make when you travel in 2024. Now, I made a short earlier in the week that really focused on mistakes you don't want to avoid, and like it really took off. And so I wanted to just sit down and kind of give you a little bit more in-depth view of how you don't want to make those mistakes and what you can do instead in order to make your travel experience for 2024 perfect. So before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. If you are new, this is a channel for those of you who love travel, you love solo travel, those of you who are teachers who love traveling and you're curious about travel opportunities that are available. I am your girl. I'm here to give you all that information. So stick around, make sure you subscribe because there's so much more to come. Now, to kick things off, we're going to start with our first one, which is not checking your passport expiration date. Now, I am notorious for making sure that my passport is renewed like a year ahead, 6 months ahead. But what I've noticed, not only from myself, but like my friends' experiences as well, you have to get those passports renewed as soon as possible. So even if you're not traveling, I remember maybe it was about 2 years ago. We weren't really traveling as much, but like my children's passports were due to expire, I think maybe in it was the following June. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, we're not having that. So I went and I made sure that I got their passports renewed that fall, right? About 9 months ahead of schedule because I just did not want to take the risk of trying to travel and then not being able to get the passports in time because of what usually happens. Now, I've only had an issue with like getting a renewed passport once, and that was when I was going on a cruise and I needed to get it done really fast. And I went to the passport office nearby, which is about an hour away, and they did it there. I went, I paid a lot of money, and I got it like the next day. Since then, I've been doing it at the post office the usual way, and I will just do it ahead of time, at least, like I said, 6 to 12 months ahead of time, in order to make sure, even if I'm not traveling, my passport is up to date and I'm good to go. Now, the reason why you want to make sure that you're keeping up with this, you're checking your passport often, you're looking at that expiration date, is because right now there is a significant backlog of passports being processed. I mean, and the crazy thing is, it's like, let's say you submit as a family, like some people will get it ahead, other people, it will take them like an additional 3, 4 months. So you want to make sure that you're constantly checking your passport expiration date to make sure that you're up to date, you're on track, and you're getting your things done so you can go on your trip, right? Second one, not arriving to the airport on time. I know people probably think I do the most with this, and I don't care. Um, I'm the type of person that if I have a flight at 8, I need to be at the airport by 4 or 5. Like international, domestic, like I don't care. I want to be there at least 3 to 4 hours ahead of time. I know the airlines, like you'll go to the websites and they'll say, well, 2 hours ahead or an hour ahead. Like, no. Like I want to be there and I want to be there, go through security, go through all that I have to go through. Like I don't even check bags. Like I'm just carrying my little carry-on and I still, even though I just have my camera and not my camera, I have my phone and it has like my ticket information, everything on there. I am making sure I'm getting there super early so I can go through security. I'll go through the restroom. I will have something to eat. I'll walk around. I'll see what's there at the shops. Like, I'll take a nap. Like, that's me. Like, I want to make sure I'm getting there on time because, in all honesty, there's nothing worse than getting to the airport and your flight is there, right? And there's a long line, whether it's a long line at the check-in or a long line at the security, and you're there nervous and just frantic, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna miss this flight? I've missed one flight my entire life, and that was when my kids were super small. I'll never miss a flight again. Do you know why? Because I will show up 3 to 4 hours ahead of time. So it is in your best interest to show up to the airport on time. Third reason, exchanging money at the airport. Please don't do it. You want to avoid exchanging money at the airport. Like, this is a big no-no. And take it from me, because I have done it in the past. You don't win. You don't win. I don't care what anyone tells you. Like, you don't win doing this. The best thing you can do is to make sure you have maybe a couple bucks with you, right? 100 bucks, whatever it is. And you have your debit cards, you've talked to your bank. When you get to your destination, that's when you can go to the ATM and pull out what you need to pull out. The worst thing you want to do is exchange money at the airport, because they're not going to give you a good exchange rate. They're just not. So it's in your best interest to take an alternative route. Some places that you go to, they will take USD, right? For those of you who are coming from the US. So just be mindful and look into whether or not the country that you're going to takes USD. That's number one. Number two, you can always go to the ATM when you get there. So make sure you look before you go, do your research to find out where the closest ATM will be, whether it's to your hotel or whatever it may be. But you want to make sure you are not exchanging money at the airport, because you're going to lose. I'm telling you that right now, you're going to lose. Okay. Next up, something to avoid: not getting travel insurance. And pre-COVID, I was the one to book the flights, and I'm just like, insurance option? No, right? Because I felt like nothing's gonna happen, everything will be fine. No, get that insurance. Like, no matter what, get that insurance. You want to get that insurance because A, you don't know if you're going to get sick, whoever you're traveling with might get sick, there might be delays, accidents, like anything could happen. And you just want to make sure that no matter what, you're not only secure with the airline, but you're also secure if something happens, you can get back home, right? And if God forbid, you get hurt and they have to airlift you and all that jazz, you want to make sure that you're getting the type of insurance that's going to provide everything that you need, so that if anything comes up, you're good to go, you're secure, and you don't have like a major bill waiting for you once you recover, because you've had insurance and you were able to take care of everything ahead of time, right? Last but not least, overpacking. Please, please, please avoid overpacking. I don't know if you guys saw the videos that had come out like just after COVID, when people were traveling. And I mean, the airports had luggage on top of luggage, like, I mean, piles and piles of luggage, people's luggage that I don't even know if they ever got these things back, right? You don't want to overpack. I'm the type of person, I always travel light. I'm carrying my carry-on and another bag, and that's it. I don't check bags, right? I'm the type of person, after I got burnt checking a bag when my daughter was a year old, and she's 14 now. So yeah, I got burnt over a decade ago, and I will not forget it. And this is why I don't check bags, right? These people, Miami airport, right, did not get my bag to me until like a week later. Like, I've known of people who have gone on trips, their bags were wherever the bag was, and literally they didn't get their bag while they were on the trip for a week. They got the bag when they got back home. Like, don't overpack, right? If you need something, you can get it wherever you're going, right? They have the same supplies that we have. They have perfume, they have deodorant, they have clothes, like, they have everything. They have shoes, right? So do not overpack. Make sure that you're being mindful of what you are packing, right? And don't pack things that are so valuable that if you lose, or if they lose your suitcase, right, you're going to be devastated. Like, don't pack heirlooms, don't pack expensive jewelry or expensive shoes or handbags, things that cost a grip. Like, don't do it, right? Make sure you're going to pack the essentials, pack the things that you actually need. If you're going on a long-term trip, it's a whole nother story. Like, if you're going someplace, you're going to be there for couple months, maybe, you're relocating, it's a whole nother story. Yes, pack those bags, right? But if you're going on a quick vacation, a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever it may be, you don't want to overpack. You want to make sure you're packing the things that you need to pack so that if they lose your luggage, you're not devastated. So that if by chance, right, your bag doesn't get to you until the last day of your trip, you're going to be fine, right? So just make sure you're being practical about your packing. Do not overpack. So, just to go over what we went on about today, about the mistakes to avoid in 2024 when it comes to travel. First thing, not checking your passport expiration date. You want to make sure you're checking that. Second thing, not arriving to the airport on time. Get there on time, guys. Third thing, exchanging money at the airport. Do not exchange money at the airport. I want you to avoid this at all costs. Fourth thing, not getting travel insurance. Please make sure that you're protecting yourself when you travel and you're protecting your things, and you want to make sure that if something does happen that you're protected and everything else is protected for you, right? And last but not least, overpacking. Do not overpack for these trips, right? You want to go, have a good time, enjoy yourself, like live your best life. Don't overpack, okay? It has been fun to have you here. I'm so glad I was able to jump in. Again, Happy New Year if I didn't say it already. Thank you for coming to the channel, being here. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe now. If you are a subscriber, especially a new one, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm happy to see all my new subbies out there. It has been awesome hanging out with you today. Remember to like the video, and if you have some tips of your own, leave them in the comment. Like I'm so curious to hear what other people have to share about their tips to avoid when you travel in 2024. Until then, next time. Bye.